provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Nazareth Area Senior High School and Wilson Area High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome again to Scholastic Scrimmage. We'll meet the teams and the coaches, then we'll begin the contest. Nazareth High School, Michael Jaskowitz, a senior. Zach O'Neill is a sophomore. The captain, Jeff Michael, is a senior. And Christine Terzo is a junior. The coach is Woody Frederick, teacher of mathematics. From Wilson High School, Jed Eicher, a senior. Phil Trock, the captain, is a junior. Keith Kreitz is a junior. And Tim Dodge is a senior. The coach is Gary Laubach, teacher of English. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series, after the championship contest, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 scholarship award to the runner-up high school. Both awards will be given in the names of the two Scholastic Scrimmage teams. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require rapid recall of factual information and aren't necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. On toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for each correct answer, and 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty. They'll get 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each correct answer to a toss-up question gives you the opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. The answers to the bonus questions must be given to me by the two team captains, and these are the only questions, the bonus questions, whereby the teams may confer. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being asked, the game stops. If the buzzer goes off while you're answering, however, you will be permitted to complete your answer, but no bonus questions will be asked. Are there any questions? If not, we'll begin with our first toss-up. We're looking at a 10-point bonus. What continent lies in closest proximity to the continent of Antarctica? Wilson, Phil.
South America.
South America is correct. It's closer to Cape Horn, or closest to Cape Horn, the southern extremity of South America. Africa and Australia, the next closest. And I got Antarctica out a little rough there. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Phil, for you and the team. For 5 points each, name each of the following. First one, the city in which the colossal statue called Christ the Redeemer is atop Corcovado Mountain.
Yeah.
Phil.
Rio de Janeiro.
Correct. I'll accept that. Rio de Janeiro in Brazil is correct. The countries on whose boundary is the gigantic statue called Christ of the Andes. Phil?
Peru?
Incorrect. I said the countries on whose boundary, and it would be Chile and Argentina. You got 5 out of a possible 10. This time we're looking at a 15-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. Fans of which fictional detective are known as the Baker Street Irregulars? Wilson, Phil.
Sherlock Holmes.
And that's an American literary club devoted to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes. And Holmes and Watson lived where? 221B Baker Street. Here's your bonus, a 15-pointer, Phil. For 5 points each, give the letter which identifies each of the following. First one, the Scarlet Letter, in Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter.
A, right?
Phil?
A.
Correct. The letter which stands for 500 in Roman numerals.
Is it a D?
Phil?
D.
Correct. The letter for a temperature scale other than Fahrenheit and Celsius. Phil?
K.
For Kelvin, or R for Rankine, I would have accepted. You got your 15, going for a 10-pointer. Toss up. The brain stem is composed of the medulla and the what? Wilson, Phil.
End of the spinal cord.
Incorrect. I'm looking, Nazareth, it's a toss-up. Zach.
Cerebellum.
No, not the cerebellum. The brain stem is composed of the medulla and the pons, P-O-N-S. Here's your toss-up. On the monitor, I want you to simplify A times B to the A power, as you see it there on the monitor, if A is a -3 and B is a -2. Nazareth, Michael.
-11.
Incorrect. Over to Wilson. Keith, your light's on.
-3/8.
Not a -3/8, a +3/8. Another toss-up. Current events. For 10 years, he held the Senate Majority Leader position, but he announced in 1988 that he planned to step down. Nazareth, Christine.
Tip O'Neill.
Incorrect. Over to Wilson. I'll complete the reading. For 10 years, he held the Senate Majority Leader position, but he announced in 1988 that he planned to step down. Name the senator from West Virginia.
You cannot confer on this. This is a toss-up.
Tim.
Bird.
Yes, we accept Robert C. Byrd.
Did you get that answer from him?
No, I didn't ring it.
Okay.
No, Tim gave me the answer. It's Robert C. Byrd. He gave me Byrd. We'll accept. Another bonus for Wilson. You got 5 points on the rebound. According to the 20th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, the terms of senators and representatives begin at noon on one particular date, and those of the president and the vice president begin at noon on another particular date. For 5 points each, name the dates on which first congressional terms begin. Phil.
January 7th.
Incorrect. It's January 3rd. Second, the presidential and vice presidential terms begin.
The 20th, right?
Phil?
January 20th.
Correct. You have 5 out of a possible 10. Here we're going for a 15-point bonus. Your toss-up. It's going to be fill in the blank, and it's from Matthew 16:18 in the New Testament. And I say also unto thee that thou art blank, and upon this rock I will build my church. Nazareth, Jeff.
Peter.
Correct. Here's your bonus, a 15-pointer. For 5 points each, identify each of the following concerning the Pope. First, the word defined as incapable of error in defining doctrines of faith and morals. Jeff?
No response.
Would be infallible. Second, the Latin phrase for from a position of authority, used to describe the Pope's authority in matters concerning faith and morals. Jeff?
Papal.
No, it'd be, again, I'm looking for a Latin phrase, and it's ex cathedra. 3, the third one, the council called by the Pope to consider the worldwide Christian church, especially in regard to unity. Jeff?
Catholic.
Incorrect. It would be ecumenical council. We're going to go on now to another toss-up. Again, we're preparing for a 15-point bonus. A logger pops a blister on his hand and a clear liquid runs out. For 10 points, name that fluid. Wilson, Phil.
Lymph.
Correct. Bonus 15-pointer, Phil. For 5 points each, name each of the following. First, the U.S.'s first reusable flight orbiter.
I'm not sure if it's the Columbia or the Enterprise.
Phil.
The Columbia.
Correct. The shuttle, which made its maiden flight in October 1985.
Challenger.
Phil?
The Challenger.
No, it would be Atlantis. The booster rocket used by the European Space Agency. Phil?
The Titan missile.
No, it's the Ariane. Ariane, spelled A-R-I-A-N-E. It's controlled by Ariane Space Incorporated, a group of European companies and banks. Here's your toss-up. It's a listening toss-up preparing for a 10-point bonus. Listen to the excerpt.
To the child myself.
Yes, good woman, let him come with us. We'll take good care of him. We'll bring him back on the camel's back.
We just heard a segment of Giancarlo Menotti's opera about a crippled shepherd boy, his mother, and the three wise men. For 10 points, name the opera. Wilson, Jed.
All in the Night Visitors.
Correct. It's the first opera specifically composed for American TV, composed by Menotti in 1951. Your bonus, a 10-pointer, Phil, for you and the team. Name the composer of the opera Hansel and Gretel, composed in 1893. Phil?
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Correct. Toss-up, current events toss-up. Well, it's not current events, it's history toss-up. What state declared on 20 December 1860 that the union between it and other states under the name of the U.S. of America is hereby dissolved? Nazareth, Zach.
South Carolina.
Correct. It's the first southern state to secede. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. The U.S. Vice President has only 2 constitutional duties. For 5 points apiece, name both of those duties.
Assumption of the presidency and...
President of the Senate.
Right.
Jeff?
President of the Senate and the assumption of presidential duties.
Incorrect. I wanted 2 constitutional duties. I was going to give you 5 points apiece. I'll give you first, preside over the Senate. You said President of the Senate. That's correct. And the second is that he cast tie-breaking votes in the Senate. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-point bonus. What prefix, beginning with the letter H, when connected with such words as critical or active, means either in great amount or... Nazareth, Jeff.
Hyper.
Correct. It means either in great amount or abnormal excess. Hyper. Bonus 10-pointer. Again, Jeff, for you and the team. His works include Hiroshima, The Wall, and the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel A Bell for Adano. Name the novelist. Jeff?
Missioner.
No, it's John Hersey, American author. Most of those were written, A Bell for Adano in 1950, the other 2 in the 40s. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. The word ooze, O-O-Z-E, is used as a geological term to refer to fine lime or silica mud. For 10 points, where is this fine lime or silica mud? Wilson, Phil.
In the bottoms of oceans.
Correct. Mostly found. Where's it mostly found? It is found on the deep ocean floor at the bottom of oceans is correct. Bonus 10-pointer, Phil, for you and the team. Suppose that 1 mole of benzene is burned completely in oxygen. For 5 points each, tell me, first, how many moles of carbon dioxide are produced? No response. It would be 6. Second, how many moles of water are produced?
3.
Phil?
3.
3 is correct. You've got 5 out of a possible 10. We're going to take a halftime break now with the score at half. 90 for Wilson, 15 for Nazareth High School. Michael Jaskowitz, we've been asking our contestants during the first round to tell us about their families, and would you please begin?
My father's an analyst programmer for Durkee French Foods, and my mother is a teacher at Wilsonboro Elementary School.
Thank you, Michael. Zach O'Neill.
My father is an independent businessman. My mother is a homemaker. I have 3 younger brothers, Aaron, Seth, and Connor, and their ages are 13, 8, and 2.
Thank you, Zach. Jeff Michael, the captain.
My father works at Bethlehem Steel. My mother is a teacher at Lower Nazareth Elementary School, and I have a sister, Erin, who's a sophomore at Nazareth High.
Thanks, Jeff. Christine Tertzow.
My father's a physician, and my mother's an elementary school teacher at Bushkill School in Nazareth School District.
Thank you, Christine. Thanks to Nazareth. Let's go over to Wilson. Jed Eicher.
My mother is a homemaker. My father works for the Easton School District. I have a brother, Jeff, who graduated from the School of Visual Arts in New York City and works for Wolf Camera.
Thank you, Jed. The captain, Phil Trock.
My father is vice president in charge of quality control at Laboratory Testing Incorporated. My mother is co-owner of Paint and Pretty, and I have 1 brother in the Philip Lauer Middle School.
Thank you, Phil. Keith Kreitz.
My father is a program analyst for the government. My mother operates the Pocono Lake Animal Clinic. I have an older sister and an older brother who's a freshman at Lafayette.
Thanks, Keith. And finally, Tim Dodge.
My father's a vice president and general manager at Dent Manufacturing. My mother's a homemaker. I have a brother, Chuck, a freelance journalist. Sister, Vicky, who works for Goldman Sachs. My brother, Pete, who's in Wilson High School.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks to Wilson and to Nazareth again. The score at half is 90 for Wilson, 15 for Nazareth. We're going to go into the second half with a toss-up. We're preparing for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. You might want paper and pencil on this one. You might not want it. The perimeter of a square is 108 feet. Each side of the square is how long? Nazareth, Jeff.
27 feet.
Correct. Bonus, Jeff, for you and the team. It's a visual bonus. Going to be on the monitor. And I hope you can read it. I'll read it out for you. In Arabic numerals, what is that date? MDCCCLXXII. Jeff?
1872.
Correct. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. In which city on which river were the 1988 Summer Olympic Games held? The city's probably fairly easy for us. It's Seoul, South Korea, and it's on the Han, H-A-N, river. Toss-up, going for a 15-pointer. What color is called cyan? It's Wilson. Phil.
Blue.
Correct. It's really a very dark blue, and it's from the Greek kyanos, K-Y-A-N-O-S, meaning dark blue. Here's your bonus, a 15-pointer. For 5 points each, identify each of the following. First, the bluish coloration of the skin caused by a lack of oxygen in the blood. Phil.
Varicose.
Incorrect. It would be cyanosis from the preceding question, really. And I think some might call it cyanoderma, but cyanosis. Number 2, the color of magenta. Phil?
Reddish purple.
Correct. The country in which Magenta, site of an 1859 battle, is located. Phil?
South America.
No, it wasn't South America, Italy. And in fact, I think the name of the color came about from that particular city. It's Italy, Magenta, Italy. And the color magenta was discovered at about the same time that battle was going on. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. The North Platte and South Platte rivers merge and become the Platte in what state? No response. It would be Nebraska, North Platte, Nebraska specifically. Here's your toss-up. Who is known as the father of epic poetry? This Greek wrote the famous epic... It's Wilson. Jed?
Homer.
Correct. He wrote the famous epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Your bonus, a 15-pointer, Phil. For 5 points each, identify each of the following fathers. First one, the father of English poetry and the author of the Canterbury Tales.
Chaucer.
Phil?
Geoffrey Chaucer.
Correct. The father of angling and author of The Complete Angler. Phil?
What are you going to say? Thoreau.
No, it would be Isaac Walton, an English author, lived late 1500s, mid to mid 1600s. Third one, the father of history and author of 9 books on the Persian Empire. Phil?
Herodotus.
I'll accept that. Herodotus. Herodotus, that gives you 2 out of the 3 for 10 points. Going for a 15-pointer again. Here's your toss-up. What compound is formed when hydrochloric acid neutralizes sodium hydroxide? Wilson. Keith.
Salt and water.
Judges? You will not accept? Okay. Over to Nazareth. Michael?
Salt and hydrogen gas.
No, again, I'm just looking for one compound formed when hydrochloric acid neutralizes sodium hydroxide. We're looking for just sodium chloride, table salt. Here's your toss-up. A 10-point bonus we're looking at. Here's your 10-point toss-up. What is the geometric term for the set of points at a given distance from a given point in a plane? Wilson. Phil.
Circle.
Correct. Here's your bonus on the monitor. For what positive value of y does y divided by 16 1/3 equal 3 divided by y? Phil.
7.
Correct.
Thanks.
Toss-up, going for a 15-pointer. Cemetery Ridge played an important part in the Battle of Gettysburg. In the Battle of what Tennessee city was Missionary Ridge important? It was in the battle for Chattanooga. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss-up. What 5-letter term used in courts means deliberate misrepresentation? Wilson, Phil.
Libel.
Incorrect. Nazareth, toss-up, no conferring. Deliberate misrepresentation is fraud. Here's your toss-up. It's on the monitor. The work you see there on the monitor is called The Loner, and 3 generations of the artist's family have been prominent American painters and illustrators. What's the name of this Pennsylvania family? Nazareth, Zach.
Wyeth.
Correct. That happens to be a painting, The Loner, by Andrew Wyeth, the son of N.C. Wyeth, and Andrew's son is James Wyeth. They also, Andrew has a sister, Henrietta. The Wyeth family. 10-point bonus, multiple choice. Which one of the following is not an opera? Aida, Rigoletto, La Traviata, or Swan Lake? This is a bonus for Nazareth. Jeff?
Swan Lake.
Swan Lake. It's a ballet by Tchaikovsky, and the other three are operas. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss-up in current events. It's contiguous to Tanzania and Uganda and Kenya. Name this enormous lake. Wilson, Phil.
Lake Tanganyika.
Incorrect. Over to Nazareth. Christine?
Lake Victoria.
It is Lake Victoria. 5 points on the rebound. Here's your 10-point bonus. It's a bonus question on voyages of exploration and discovery. I'll briefly describe 2 explorers, and for 5 points each, you identify or name the 2 explorers. First one, in 1497 and 1498, sailing in the service of King Henry VII of England, he explored Newfoundland and the New England coast. Jeff?
Hudson.
Incorrect. It's John Cabot. The second one, in 1500, this Portuguese captain discovered Brazil. Jeff?
Da Gama.
Not Da Gama. Pedro Alvarez Cabral, C-A-B-R-A-L. Going for a 15-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. In which novel, by which author, does Tom forget his former love, Amy Lawrence, when he sees the lovely little blue-eyed creature with yellow hair named Becky Thatcher? Wilson, Phil.
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain.
Correct. Here's your bonus, a 15-pointer, Phil. For 5 points each, name each of the following Toms. First one, the nursery rhyme Tom who stole a pig and away did run. Phil?
Tom Thumb.
Incorrect. It's Tom, the Piper's son. Second one, the Tom who watched an English countess who rode naked through Coventry.
What was his last name? What will Peeping Tom do?
Phil?
Peeping Tom.
Right. That's correct. Peeping Tom of Coventry is the name, and it was Lady Godiva he was looking at. The Thomas who was brutally murdered in the Canterbury Cathedral in 1170.
You're a history freak.
Phil?
Thomas of Aquina.
Incorrect. It's St. Thomas à Becket, murdered for his opposition to Henry II. You got 1 out of the 3 for 5 points. Going for a 10-pointer. What does an altimeter measure? Wilson, Phil.
Distance above the ground or altitude.
Correct. Here's your bonus, a 10-pointer, multiple choice from the following. What is the term used for the sum of the number of protons and the number of neutrons in the nucleus of an atom? Is it It's Wilson, Phil.
Mass number.
Mass number is correct. Would have been the third I gave you. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. On the monitor, assuming that segments A, B, and D, E there are parallel, what's the length of segment CE? The lengths that are shown are AC is 5, BC is 2, CD is 8. That's Nazareth. Michael.
20.
20 is correct, Michael. And your bonus, a 10-pointer. Give me the standard name of the mathematical theorem that provides the general form for the expansion of the quantity A plus B raised to the nth power.
What's the question?
Jeff.
Descartes.
No, I just wanted the standard name of the mathematical theorem that provides the general form for the expansion of the quantity a plus b raised to the 10th power, or the nth power, and it's the binomial theorem. Here's your toss-up going for 15 points. Jane Whipple walks in to vote. She's told she can't vote because she's a female. She's naturally incensed because she knows her right to vote is guaranteed by which amendment? Give me the number. Nazareth, Christine.
20th.
Incorrect. Over to Wilson. Keith.
16th.
Not the 16th. Let's get on this. Christine took a stab at it. It's the 19th Amendment, ratified in 1920, August 18th. The right of citizens of the U.S. to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the U.S. or by any state on account of sex. Here's your toss-up. Going for a 15-pointer. What name is given to the year 46 B.C.? I'm asking the question. The buzzer rings. The contest is over with the score 150 for Wilson, 60 for Nazareth. Nazareth, we want to thank you for being here. Jeff, you and Michael will be going off to college. We want to wish you success for the remainder of the year at Nazareth. Michael, I know you're a wrestler. Good luck to you. Zach, we're going to see you back here again next year, we hope, and Christine also. Wilson, we want to congratulate you. You're going to be back in the second round against Salisbury High School. That particular contest will appear on TV about mid-March, will happen about mid-March. Next week, our contestants are from Liberty and Deer High Schools. This is Harry Price. Thank you for being with us, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
And crossed his violent behavior.